Hello, on behalf of myself, Dr. Linda Montes, and your entire staff development team, we welcome you to our new school year. As you explore our newly adopted ELA curriculum, Benchmark Education, you will find an array of rich resources to integrate into your daily instruction. Benchmark Education was chosen by our pilot teachers in part because it directly connects the State Board of Education's balanced literacy model adopted by RCSD. It is important to note that Benchmark is not a scripted program. Understanding that every class has unique needs, we recognize that all students need access to listening, speaking, reading, writing, and word work instruction every day. Essential components can be rearranged to meet site and class-specific needs. Teachers can sequence the day according to their evaluation of student needs. Teachers ultimately determine the components of the class day and will need to prioritize activities so that students get the instruction they need. Benchmark Education is a rich resource, and we will find it has many components that meet the needs of your students. This curriculum is an extension of the work we have been doing over the last few years. It is organized by content-based units. It includes integrated content literacy development in all 5 literacy themes of building content knowledge, meaning making, effective expression, foundational skills, and language development. At times you may choose to use benchmark text and activities, but other times you may draw from many resources, including your classroom library and school library books that have been collected as part of the RCSD Integrated Units or SEAL units. Benchmark also offers a list of recommended award-winning trade books that expand on the unit concepts and essential questions. You will craft your lessons and use the text or activity that best meets your classroom's needs. This research-based curriculum is aligned to the CDE frameworks. As a resource, it supports independent reading, which is a critical component of the California ELA-ELD framework. Benchmark reflects the next generation science standards and references the new History Social Science framework adopted by the State Board of Education. Our CSD will continue to develop our understanding of these standards. The Macmillan Social Studies curriculum is still our adopted curriculum, and components can be used as a supporting resource as you teach your integrated units. FOSS kits will also be provided for classroom science investigations. You will have a year plan to guide you as you progress from one unit to another. RCSD uses an integrated approach to using technology for learning and does not use a generic computer workstation model. We will continue to use technology purposefully in the context of what students are learning or practicing. RCSD will continue to provide daily targeted instructional grouping time. Our pilot teachers chose Benchmark Education because it has resources to support the needs of all students, whether they are needing enrichment, intervention, integrated designated ELD, or project-based activities. Now let's explore how you can introduce your students to the resources you now have available. Benchmark Advance is especially a great resource to use during those first weeks of school. As you prepare your students for the routines of an effective literacy classroom, you can use the Benchmark resources to review foundational skills, build a community of learners, and foster independent thinking. The purpose of the Review and Routine section at the beginning of the school year is to help prepare your class to work independently to allow you to eventually teach small differentiated groups, like when you have guided reading or small math groups. We do highly recommend that this section be completed. We are going to continue our district-aligned assessments in grades 3 through 8, and we will introduce math-aligned assessments. You will be hearing more information in the near future. We have created resources for you to bridge our past work with the new Benchmark Education resources. To assist you in your online classroom teacher handbook, we have provided a yearly plan, a weekly plan, and a sample schedule. The goal of the sample schedule is to ensure that teachers have the dedicated time to meet the needs of their students. Your teacher handbook has links to the resources you will need as you take your next steps in planning your year. So let's get started.